Batman was kicked out of DC's Tournament of Power by the Heart of Apocalypse because he cheated his way back in after getting eliminated by the Joker. And as a price for his cheating, the Heart has been throwing Batman into twisted universes where he has to fight variants of his loved ones who became his successors in these alternate futures. And really, the whole series DCKO Night Fight exists because the Heart of Apocalypse wants to use Bruce's fears and legacy against him to try to keep him out of the tournament as much as possible. So in issue 3 of Night Fight, Bruce gets torn away from the Jason Todd world, the one where he refused to fight and tried to save Jason instead, and gets dropped into a universe where Tim Drake succeeded him as Batman. And when we meet this version of Tim Drake's Batman, he's cleaned up Gotham City completely. But Bruce knows that this is still all the Heart's game. It doesn't just want violence, it wants victory at any cost, and what that means is dragging him into yet another battle. Except after the last world, Bruce is done playing that way, because the Heart thinks that it can force Bruce to fight Tim in the traditional sense, like a death match where one has to win and the other has to die. But what the Heart has failed to understand is that Bruce's greatest strength isn't in his fists, it's in his legacy. These variants aren't illusions or pawns. The Heart is creating real lives, real people who genuinely became Batman in their worlds. Because the Heart of Apocalypse made a sincere mistake. It replicated his kids. So when Bruce meets Tim's Batman, the fighting aspect to everything gets dispelled very quickly, and instead, they collaborate and try to analyze Bruce's situation. But along the way, Tim shows Bruce how he solved cold cases and how he's pretty much run down every single killer in this city. But the one murder he hasn't been able to solve is Bruce's. And that's when Bruce tells him that the reason why he hasn't been able to solve Bruce's murder is because he doesn't want to. Because if Tim solved the murder, Bruce would actually be dead. And before they could go solve one last case together, the Heart of Apocalypse rips Batman out of Tim's world, causing Tim to drop to his knees saying that he doesn't want to do this without him. As for Bruce, he landed in a world where Damian is barely Batman and lives with his son Alfred.